Donovan Mitchell's game has been very loud to start the season for the Cavaliers, leading Cleveland to the second seed in the East while putting up career highs in scoring, threes, and efficiency. And I caught up with the Cavs all-star guard ahead of tonight's primetime matchup against the Rockets. We're now joined by six-time all-star Donovan Mitchell. Donovan, thank you so much for taking the time.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on the show because you are playing at a bananas level this season. You're averaging a career high in points per game, just under 31 here. Is this something where you came into the year maybe with a different focus and intention?
Yeah, I think obviously Max and DG go down, right? And you understand that there's going to be more expected out of you. I was already planning on taking another step in my game, but I think now even more so, it's like, okay, those guys are out. More is expected of me. You got to go out there and kind of just set the tone. And I've always been a scorer. Now the biggest thing is being efficient in all facets of the game.
You shocked the NBA the way you started last season. You went 15-0 out the gate. Now, how do you start? When you look at how you start, maybe it's not as important as how you finish. But what's the biggest difference between that team and this year's group, do you think?
I think a lot of things just went perfect last year, right? Like we 15-0, multiple 12-game win streaks. Not to say we weren't tested. We had some tests last year, but I think, when you get to the playoffs, it's just a different animal. So we're learning on the fly of how to continuously deal with not just the physical burden, but also mentally. Understand that, hey, we're expected to do more. So when that time comes in the playoffs, be ready to go.
I love that you said this week, as you were gearing up to play Giannis, you said, I want what he has. I want a ring. And that's a really big goal, Donovan's. But what is that singular goal, winning a championship? What does it look like on any given day? Those tiny habits maybe that nobody sees.
That's the mental that I'm talking about, right? Like, obviously, physically, you can train. And do I feel like I'm physically in the best shape? Yeah, for sure. But obviously, it's a mental thing. There are days where you don't want to get out of bed. There are days where you don't feel like boxing out. There's days where you don't feel like dealing with full court pressure. And that's the name of the game. That one possession could change the whole game. I always go back to last year, game 2. We were up 20 with about 7 minutes to go or whatever. And so many one mores happened in the wrong way, right? Like, I gave up a free throw line block out. Was it a violation? Sure. But like, if I box out, he doesn't dunk. Right. I don't get the offensive foul. Do we inbound the ball because I'm not tired? Like, And obviously we all as a collective have our own things, but I can control what I can control. Each individual can control what they can control. And that's all up here from a mental standpoint, being able to push through.
Those tiny control those controllables. And right now you're doing that, right? You're second in the Eastern Conference. And I think sometimes, even as a fan, I expect excellence from you guys. So I look up and I said, oh, okay, you're already at the second in the East. And yet I see even bigger things for you guys. Do you look around and say, okay, this is the biggest threat to us in the Eastern Conference?
Right now, I focus on us. We haven't played our best basketball really in any of these 15 games. I would say we had one game. We had one game where I felt like from top to bottom it was great, and that was against Detroit. But outside of that, we haven't really had a full, complete game. We haven't had a full, complete roster either. So for us to have the success we're having is obviously a testament to our work and our talent, but also we haven't played our best basketball. And you don't want to play. I don't want to play our best basketball today or tomorrow. Or like I want to continue to build and have our best habits continually grow. And there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be adversity, and just being ready to deal with it. And when the time comes, continue to build. And when playoffs happen, we're ready to go.
Although I will say, having a complete game against Detroit, the way that they've been playing this season,
they're playing well.
Very good team. That's a good one to have here. And you have a big one tonight, right, on ESPN. The Rockets, they're in Cleveland. They currently have the number 1 ranked offense in the league. A lot of it is thanks to the addition of Kevin Durant. I've never played against KD. For those of us who have it, can you just describe what's it like going up against him?
He's an all-time great, right? He's a guy that can easily win you games, keep you in games, bring you back into games. You saw that against Orlando the other night. He wasn't really shooting it well, and finally hit his first 3 with a few minutes to go. And the next thing you know, his next 3 shots were all dagger shots. And they got Şengün, who's playing phenomenally. Amin Thompson, who's a stud. They got a lot of talent, a lot of size, great coaching staff. So when you go against a guy like KD with what he has around him, they're going to be a tough matchup, but we're ready and we're excited to go.
Don, let's end here if we could. You've been a winning player for your entire career, whether it's in Utah, Cleveland. In fact, you have the best win percentage, for those who follow things like that, of any player in NBA history to never make a conference finals. When you hear something like that, what motivation does it give you to say, you know what, I can do it at any level. I'm going to get there?
Yeah, it's all work. It's all the process, right? It's all like there's so many. You could say, oh, Michael Jordan never got to the finals until his 8th year. I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan, but what I'm saying is everybody's road is different. I've had opportunities to get there. I've fallen short. I've been injured. There's been expectations where there's so many different scenarios, but every road is different, right? But I'm not going to stop being who I am. I'm not going to stop the work I'm doing, because at the end of the day, the work always prevails, right? Like I always believe that, and I'm going to continue to be 10 toes down in the work and helping being the best leader for this group, because I believe in not only myself, but everybody in this locker room. And I know who I am as a player. I know what I bring to the table. And ultimately, that will definitely prevail. And ideally, it's this year. But, I mean, that's just something that for me, I'm always believing in myself.
Yeah.
And my teammates believe in me, and, going out there being the best leader I can be.
I think that's a message that can extend far beyond just sports or pursuing a championship. That self-belief is always the ingredient you need. Well, I'm not going to ask you about the Browns. We won't do that today. But I really appreciate the time here, Don. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, tonight in our ESPN NBA doubleheader, I couldn't help it.
I wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here.